Morning at NTV.
Well, thank you so much for being with us on Monday's edition of Morning at NTV. I am Priscilla Regina Deloga. Pleased to be in your company as we take note of something regarding education, seeing as the curtains are being drawn on the education sector 2024, with the first term officially starting off today, the 5th of February 2024. And therefore, it's paramount that in our Tech Note, we look at discovering overseas education opportunities, the pros and cons of studying from abroad. The backbone of it is that planning and building an international career does take time and effort. Employers do place high value as well as previous international exposure, which can be obtained through various means such as traveling. I love traveling myself, studying abroad, completing a study abroad placement or internship, or even taking a gap year, as is known in foreign education. Now, it is crucial to develop an overseas resume that is diverse, reflects your unique experiences, qualities, your skills, and willingness to work as well as travel in multicultural environments. Above all, whilst gaining international experience to your resume and securing your future. How is this easy to achieve? Well, we do have somebody who is an expert in that field to help us, show us the way and how easy to navigate this way can be. Her name is Stella Ondoru, who is joining us. She is a careers advisor with Kabojja International School. Good morning to you, Stella.
Good morning, Priscilla.
Well, you come at a very opportune time when the curtains are drawn on the education sector, but would like to have a review for you in regards to obtaining opportunities, further opportunities as far as education is concerned. With your yardstick of experience, how has that been appreciated for us in Uganda?
Thank you, Priscilla. So studying overseas is, like you said, it's an opportunity. It provides lots of opportunities, but it can be confusing and overwhelming without proper guidance. Like any other opportunities, like any other things we have in life, we need to plan for it. So you need to carefully plan. Planning and having a positive mindset goes really a long way to be able to study overseas. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now, speaking of which, I know that people are always having and desiring and always Googling opportunities outside of this country, and so they want to attend education or attain education from other places and other placements out of this education system, and want to find out from you, what's the climate as far as abroad education is like?
Yeah, people Google, that's true. Technology we know is important, but at some point you need someone to hold your hand, mm-hmm. talk to you about these things. So really, you need to start with the planning. You need to start the search. So what does the search involve? Like, you're looking at the costs for studying abroad. Is it cost friendly? Is it budget friendly? You're looking at like the program you want to study. Are you going to study law, for instance, in the US? Will you be able to practice in Uganda? If you want to do medicine, for instance, like, will you better study it in the US, or you're better off studying it in the UK or in Australia or in another country? Because then different programs have different yardsticks. Mm-hmm. Like studying medicine in the US or in Canada could be a different story. You do it as a postgraduate. So you need to look at that. You want to do business and finance, what's the best country to do that from? You want to do visual arts or performing arts, where can you go? Do you go to Italy, or you're better off going to Canada? So you need to look at all those things as you plan.
Okay, now speaking of planning,
yes.
Doesn't it also trickle down to what kind of education you've gotten primarily, national education versus Cambridge?
Yeah, it does. It does really trickle down to that. I did national education, and I know it's possible to go to overseas education using my national certificates. That's very possible. But then Cambridge education could offer you better opportunities, I would say, because of the sessions of exams, like when you do exams. For instance, Cambridge, we do up to year 12, and then you can start applying. But when it comes to the National Education Senior 5, you might not apply using your Senior 5 grades. You'll need to complete Senior 6 before you can apply. Yeah.
Okay. Now, speaking of applying, that means there's some requirements that will be required of me, who's the applicant in this case.
Yes.
So among these universities that students need to take note of, what is the application process like?
So when you're thinking of applying, you need to, like, before you look at the requirements, you need to see when are you going to apply? What is the right time for application? You're not going to apply after you've completed your high school, no?
Oh.
You need to apply before completing high school. We have year 12.
Break that down for us. Because Ugandan's perspective of it, you have your certificates,
yes,
okay, now let's start looking for. Now if you tell them that they need to apply way before even those Senior 6 results even on the table. Because applications open mid-year, depending on how you're going to apply. Of course, most applications overseas are done online. So are you applying directly to the university? Are you using certain portals? Like the UK has a students portal, the UCAS portal for applying to UK university, which has its own advantages. I'm a UCAS advisor myself. And when you are applying, around 6th May, they already opened the portal. The courses are out there. And then by 16th, you should start preparing your documents, and the advisor portal is open, and then you look at when you can submit. So that means by the time applications open, students are actually actively studying. They are studying by May. So how do you apply before even completing Senior 6 or high school? So that means you're not going to use your final grades. You will use predictive grades. So that means the assessment you're doing during your A-levels, the teachers keep track of it, and they predict what you're going to get. So I submit my term 1 results in
Yes.
Senior 5, term 2 results, term 3 results.
Not exactly. So the teachers or the career counselor will predict based on your results, and they submit the predicted grades, and then you'll get a conditional offer, which is not final. The final offer comes when your results are out. So it's a good system because you concentrate on your final exams. So it won't really bug you down, struggling to apply later.
Okay. Now, the things that you've mentioned really mean that someone has got to have this information at their fingertips in order to benefit from such processes. So let's talk about access to this nature of information. How easily accessible is this information?
So, like we said, there is need for planning. Applying to these universities, you need to start it, like you need a whole year to apply. The information that you need, you can come to us, the career counselors. We organize career fairs, education fairs from time to time. So we have one this week on Thursday. So you can come and get more information on how to apply, and we'll be glad to support.
Okay, so let's talk about those career fairs. What are they supposed to achieve, especially for the student directly?
So the education fairs are good for the students because you get to interact one-on-one with the university representatives. They get to check your documents. They get to see if you're eligible for those courses. You can ask questions, like one-on-one interaction. You will be able to, some students get discounts and scholarships on spot. So that's why it's good to attend those career fairs.
Okay, so tell us more about the one that's happening this Thursday, and at what cost does it come?
No, entrance is free. So we have one at our school on Thursday. It will start That's
Kabojja
9, yes, at Kabojja International School. It starts at 9 a.m. up to 3 p.m. and you're almost welcome. Come and interact with the representatives, come and interact with us, ask questions about the requirements. You talked about requirements, and one of the key requirements you should bring along with you should be your certificates. Your certificates.
Which particular ones? P7, does it call it?
No. Your senior 4 certificates or your year 11 certificates. You need to come up with a personal statement.
What's a personal statement?
Yes. Very many people think personal statements are not needed for undergraduate studies, but they are needed. A personal statement is really a document that you write that talks about you, your personality, what your priorities are, what inspires you to do that particular course. And it should be about you. You don't have to lie. Yeah, because then when you're subjected to an interview, you might not be able to defend yourself. So you need your personal statement. You need recommendation letters. Yeah, recommendation letters from your teachers or your career counselors. Yeah.
All right. Can people easily access scholarships on these career fairs?
Yes. Yes. Scholarships are available. They are universities that give discounts. You could get yourself up to 50% discounts from these education fairs, or 25%, really depending on the course. But that's the universities that will nominate people. But also, I would advise students, when they go study abroad, they should explore the opportunities that are there for international students, because they are scholarships that are specific to international students.
All right, Stella, your closing remarks on the enormous overseas education opportunities as we close this conversation.
So, overseas education is a great opportunity. You get to immerse yourself in different cultures, you get opportunities of work, you are able to meet different people, you're able to network with different people. But of course, there are some cons with it. We know it's a bit costly. It's a bit costly, but there are universities where you can actually study and get student jobs, and you'll be able to sustain yourself while you're there.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Stella. She is a careers advisor as far as education is concerned, overseas education is concerned. So tap into this resource so that you can then tap into the opportunities abroad. That brings us to the end of this conversation. Kickstarter coming up.
Thank you.